Do you think, do children instinctively realise that there's favouritism going on? Do they realise if they're the favourite, or do they realise, probably even more harshly, do they realise if they're not the favourite? And what is the effect of that if they do?
Yeah, look, the kids tell us actually that favouritism plays out particularly around discipline and standards of behaviour. That the oldest one can, the standard's high for the eldest one, so when the youngest one comes through, or even the second one, the standards drop. So that's one time they tell us when favouritism really occurs. But I think also that kids are really good at getting what they want from parents. They're very much actually, they have favourites themselves, so kids will often have a favourite parent. Yeah. And so they fairly much know what they can get away with dad, or what dad will give me, or what mum will give me, and they'll play to that.
Or which child in the family they'll give it to. You know, I noticed the other day, my big girl's saying to Ziggy, go on, you ask mum for it, she'll give it to you.
That's the family spokesperson, so they'll push that one forward. That's right. And that's the important thing to remember, that family life's dynamic, and we have a lot of sort of stuff wrapped around which I think's a lot of myths. We love our children equally, but don't always like them the same.
What do you mean by that?
Well, we have this notion that that family life's an even playing field, and it's not. Families aren't an even playing field. Some kids will get more out of a parent than another child. Some kids, just through their temperament, will actually be able to get closer and able to snuggle up and able to worm their way around as well. So while we do want to love them equally, we actually treat them differently, and we shouldn't feel guilty about that.
You do see examples, though, everyone's seen the example, I'm sure, of the family where there is one child that is just really the outcast, the black sheep, who has a really fractious,
written out of the will, the
dreadful relationship with either or both of the parents. How does that affect that child? I mean, what's the long-term?
Yeah, I think what often happens is that child becomes the lightning rod for all the bad stuff within the family. It's almost, we will throw it on that child. The rest of the family becomes quite strong around that. What's the outcome for that child? Sometimes the kids carry that stuff through life. Sometimes the relationships with the others in the family aren't strong. You'll often talk with people, and I've talked with people, and we talk about brothers and sisters, and these will be people in their 50s, and they haven't gotten over the relationship stuff which happened in their families in the early days, and we sort of carry this stuff with us. So it's actually quite useful sometimes to revisit it and understand that perhaps my parents were just doing the very best they could. They weren't bad parents, it was just the way things worked out, and move on to a degree.